June 2022, Pontiac, Michigan. This guy goes to work and ends up getting into a knockdown, drag-out, fist-flying fight with his supervisor. The business owner steps in, separates the men, and tells the one guy, hey, just go home. Grab one of the work trucks and just go home. A few hours later, 3 to 5 hours later, the boss tells the supervisor, hey, grab another employee and go to this guy's house and bring home that work truck. Well, sure enough, that supervisor goes and ends up getting into another knockdown, drag-out, fist-flying fight, only this time the supervisor pulls out a gun and shoots and kills the guy. What in the world could we have done differently to mitigate and even avoid this type of situation from happening? What de-escalation lessons and teaching points can we pull out of this? First of all, it is life. There will always be some situation and where people just don't get along at work. Even I didn't get along with people at work sometimes. But this is where it emphasizes a point I make. You let yourself get frustrated, offended, or impatient, you end up being the one who most likely will say or do something that escalates the situation. So if you find yourself working alongside someone that you really don't care to be with or around, you just have to grin and bear it and suck it up and dig down deep and find the discipline and awareness to maintain self-control to just deal with it. Get through it and be done with it. If you're a supervisor and you know that some people that work for you, under you, just don't get along, well then you do what you can to maybe keep them away from each other as best you can, have them assigned to different areas of the workplace or whatever. You do what you can to keep a safe working environment and so on, right? That's assuming you're a good supervisor and aware of what's going on with your people. And if you just found yourself in a knockdown, drag-out, fist-flying fight with one of your people, and you suddenly are asked to go back and potentially put yourself in a situation where you have contact with this person again, do you really think it's a smart thing to do to go? And then on top of that, to bring a gun with you? If you are a supervisor or even an employee, and you find yourself being asked to put yourself back in a situation where you may have contact with someone you don't get along with, and especially if you have just had a knockdown, drag-out fight with them, asked to get out of that tasking. Try to avoid it as best you can. Your supervisors and leaders should know better than put you back in that situation. And again, this goes back to a point I make in all my training seminars. Take a deep breath, slow yourself down, stay calm, assess the situation, and think your options through. Do you really need to put yourself back in contact with the person you just had a knockdown, drag-out fight with? There's a reason why there's a 24-hour cooling off period. The rule of thumb is it gives people 24 hours, because generally that is what you need. And this business owner who gambled that 3 to 5 hours was enough to send the supervisor back out there and to recover the work truck, well, it didn't pay off, and it blew up in a really bad way. Folks, take a long, slow, deep breath, assess the situation. Not everyone's going to get along. If you're a supervisor, do what you can to keep these people separate from each other, to maintain a safe and working environment, a safe working environment. And especially if you have just had a knockdown, drag-out fight with someone, think things through. Is it really a smart thing to do to go back into this situation and potentially have contact with them? And now, for you guys who are CPL holders, CCW holders who legally carry, it is upon you an imperative that you are able to show that you did everything you could to avoid conflict and chaos and confrontation. Is it really an example of you avoiding conflict and confrontation if you take a gun and put yourself in a situation where you may have contact again with someone you just had a knockdown, drag-out fight? I don't think so. I personally think that would be a hard sell on a judge and jury. If you are a CCW holder and carry legally, it is imperative and it is on you to make sure that you make the right choice and right decision, especially under stress, to avoid confrontation and conflict. This situation absolutely could have been avoided. See you on the next video.